if I tell it in Hong Kong, the moment I start to tell it, I will be disappeared and killed.
For telling the truth, the doctor says she'll be, quote, disappeared and killed.
Here we are again with these people. Welcome to Red Alert, where we focus on things and ideologies you should be alert of to make sure we make a stand against them. Now back on the story. Here we are again. We've all seen it. We've seen what happened the last time something like this came up, and it was not good. It was not good for 3 years. Although the last time this happened, we've got the right person to call the shots, because President Trump at the time knew and made the right call by banning flights from China right away. Although here we are again. Just think of it. This unlicensed biolab is a ticking time bomb. They had highly infectious diseases just sitting there. It's a disaster waiting to happen. And in California, this wouldn't have happened if we're still led by the right president. Although I am still led by him. After all, who would follow that other guy? Can't remember him. The old guy who always trips. Maybe you guys know him because I refuse to acknowledge him at all. And they're illegal too. I'm just utterly appalled at his spinelessness. Allowing these outsiders to build illegal labs in our country is an act of sheer stupidity. Imagine that. How did we end up with such a weak leader? Obviously to him, governance was nothing more than a game, and his people mere pawns on a chessboard. Maybe that guy is also in league with these people. After all, do you think it's just a coincidence that this biolab had ties to China? We've seen these issues before. They can't be trusted with biosecurity. Or maybe he's not in league with them. Maybe he's just a sore, incompetent person and that's why he overlooks things like this. Now let me read you the content of this article. Chinese virologist Dr. Li Mengyan told Fox News, "Of course it was not an accident. I can tell you based on the protocol and also the other surveillance system, it will be impossible for the lab leak accidentally happen in such a lab and also cause the Wuhan outbreak and also the pandemic." Now how about this? Why did they even use this as the title? They told us this old guy won't like it. Yeah, maybe not if he wasn't a sellout. If the White House right now is not filled with sellouts, the White House they call it, a bastion of hope and change. But look closer. You'll see it's nothing more than a den of sellouts, willing to forsake their principles for a taste of power and prestige, especially the old guy. There's a reason Corona was called the Chinese virus, but this old man is so up his that he can't understand this. They said calling it that was racist. Now look at what they did. They just exposed us to more harm and danger, potentially worse than COVID. Not everyone deserves a voice, that I tell you. Now these liberals are even fighting back. Just wow. They're always playing the victim, defending China at every turn. Wake up. These biolabs pose a serious threat, and we can't afford to ignore it just to protect their precious image of China. We must protect ourselves, not them. This isn't fear-mongering, it's a fact. We've seen China's lack of transparency time and again. You can't deny the truth. This is about a pattern of negligence that's been going on for years. China needs to take responsibility. And this is not all talk. I'll show you.
There are many patients that don't get treatment on time and diagnosis on time. And there is no protection for both doctors and the patient and common people. And also, the government doesn't allow people to release such information. Hospital doctors are scared, but they cannot talk.
Is this what they want again? Is this what that old guy wants? He's in for power and nothing else. Picture him now, this shriveled prune of a man spewing promises like a broken faucet. But let me tell you, it wasn't the welfare of the people that fueled his ambitions. It was the jingle of coins in his pockets. He saw the presidency as a golden ticket to luxurious mansions, private jets, and vacations. He'd stand there with his parched lips, uttering words that meant nothing, and all the while his eyes gleamed with greed. He couldn't care less about us Americans. We are mere pawns to be sacrificed to these people for him, just for his grand scheme of self-enrichment. How can we make America great again if this negligent thing liberals call Biden is destroying it for all of us? He'd waggle his finger at us if he could, as if we were a bunch of fools who couldn't see through his transparent facade. Bring back our president. Because this shell of a man, it's just made of cowardly compromises. He's willing to sell our sovereignty for his political gain. It's disgusting. All I see is a president who's too afraid to take a stand and defend our nation's laws. You're nothing but a puppet, dancing to the tune of those with deep pockets. If we want America to be great, we need the president to be great. Not an old guy whose hobby is tripping and kneeling to outsiders. It's getting dangerous too. From the moment he took office, it was clear that his grasp on reality was as feeble as his shaky hands. He stumbled through every decision, leaving a trail of chaos in his wake. It was as if he had been living under a rock, completely oblivious to the needs and desires of his own people. And look at his approach to handling these people. Instead of standing tall and defending his country's borders, this imbecile practically rolled out the welcome mat for anyone and everyone who wanted to invade. They're starting to flock in from all directions, sensing the weakness of this bumbling buffoon. These Chinese people must have been laughing their heads off behind closed doors, as they easily manipulated this imbecile into signing away the nation's interests. His idea of diplomacy was to bow down like a groveling peasant before those who sought to undermine his country. Now look at this. Article says that authorities did not disclose the offender's origins, but I guess they don't need to. Who else might do something like this? It even happened in California too, exactly where the illegal Chinese biolabs are. Coincidence? I think not. The more we let them into our nation, the more we get compromised, and the more they fill our great country with their filth. Our journey in this video is proof to the dangers of these people to our country, and the one supposed to be standing in their way is also in league with them. We need better protection. We need better segregation. We need a better president. Enough with this liberal talk calling us racist while we're the ones getting put in danger. Let us all come together and defeat this evil that resides with us. He does not deserve to step a foot on our country, and we shall deny it to him one day. Unfortunately, I'll have to end this early now. All this talk is filling me with rage and disappointment towards an incompetent old guy whose hobby is tripping endlessly. Don't give in to these foreigners. Protect our land, protect our nation, fight those who oppose, and comes the day America is great again. Stay sharp and stay alert from these people. This is Red Alert signing out.